This is our 6-month-old Makai, who you will be hearing in this video make a lot of noise, so understand we have a baby. He's in the video, okay? And we are the Random Fam, guys. If you have seen any videos from us and this is your second, third, fourth time watching us and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our channel, guys. And if this is your first time watching our video, check out our other videos, and if you like what you see, subscribe, leave a comment down below what else you guys want to see from us, and like the video, guys. It really is a help, guys. Yes. So from the title, I know you guys see this is a video about some of the things that our newborn did, that our our current 6-month-old does, that scares us, that makes us uncomfortable, that they say are completely normal, and I don't understand how they're normal. But guys, babies are babies and they do weird things. So if you guys see me look at my phone, it's because I put down some notes and I want to make sure I hit on every single thing that I've experienced as a new mom. For the new moms, if you have some things in this video that you see that you've never experienced and you want to give some input, let us know in the comments down below. So alright, so the first thing that our baby did that really scared me, first initial thing I noticed about our son, like within a day of him coming home, was him sneezing a lot. I know that babies can sneeze for a lot of reasons, but when he initially came home, he used to sneeze a lot. I mean, unnecessarily. To me, it was like, what is going on with my baby? Like, why is he sneezing so much? I mean, I used to do everything possible. I used to turn the air on. I used to turn the air off. I used to turn the fans off. I wiped down everything before he even got home from the hospital. I wiped down everything. I even went on to change our mattress. I literally dusted. I did everything possible to stop him from sneezing, and nothing helped. Like, it was just like he was gonna sneeze regardless, and that was something that really freaked me out. And he also coughed a lot when he was a baby. Also, something that they said was normal, or maybe there's some dust, or they said was normal pretty much for the environment, for just being a newborn. But he coughed a lot also, so those two things really freaked us out. With him sneezing, guys, I went to many a doctor's appointment based on the sneezing guy. Yeah. And just to hear them tell me it was normal, so not crazy mommy. But the second thing, a major thing, I'm gonna go from some simple things to major things that he did, was the breathing, what they call periodic breathing. The baby used to breathe, Daddy, a little lower please, a little lower. Periodic breathing, I think it's called, when the baby starts, I guess, breathing faster or slower, or just abnormal breathing. To us, what seems like very abnormal breathing, to me, he used to do that so much. He still does it now, and it is one of the most uncomfortable situations to be in as a parent, hearing your baby breathe like that, constantly being told it is normal. I remember when he was younger, I think maybe maybe 3-4 weeks old, he did that, and I ended up calling the ambulance to our house. It was around 1 o'clock in the morning. The baby started breathing weird, freaked me out. I called the 24-hour, pediatrician somehow, that 24-hour call lines. I called one, and he's laughing. I called one, and they said, let us hear him breathing, and I let her hear him breathing, and then she told me to call an ambulance, and I called an ambulance, and they came, and we had about 4 or 5 paramedics in here checking his breathing, and then we got escorted to the hospital just to find out that he had a cold. So guys, sometimes you might hear your baby breathe and think it's abnormal, and it just might be a cold. So don't take it to heart, and maybe you should actually take your own advice when it comes to that. The third thing that I noticed about our baby was his baby acne. It was something that I initially I was like, why does the baby have pimples? You Google, you search, and a lot of people were like, oh, it's normal, it's normal. And then I spoke to a pediatrician and found out, it's normal, but before that, I had gone out and bought so many different things that, people were saying, oh, this will get rid of it in a day, this will get rid of it overnight. Watched plenty of YouTube videos. I went out and bought the Moussella, blah, 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 which I got from Amazon. Don't get that from Amazon, because it was supposed to be tear-free, and it burned. It was burning his eyes, and I had no idea. So I found out one night, and it was a mess. So I said all that to say that the acne will go away by itself. Do not go crazy like I did and go buy a whole bunch of different things that promise to get rid of it. You know, let it go. It'll go away by itself. Use the damn cloth, a little bit of warm water, put it on his face. It'll go away on its own, and your baby's beautiful skin will go back to normal by itself. Guys, don't freak out. Okay, don't go buying stuff. That's something I wish somebody would have told me, because gosh, I would have listened, because I really did waste some time, and you know, I kind of messed his face up doing all that stupid stuff. A third thing that I noticed about my child was his eyes. When he was first born, the baby's eyes, they used to seem a little crossed. I don't know if I'm the only person who ever noticed that with their baby. I used to think his eyes were crossed, and I remember I freaked out when I kept noticing. I kept asking Dad, hey, do you notice that one of his eyes is bigger than the other one? Do you notice that one of his eyes is this? Like, I used to, you know, obsess about everything when it came to my baby. So, yeah. And I noticed that his eyes, well, I thought that his eyes were crossed, but apparently they are, but they just have to, you know, they just have to get stronger, and you know, the muscles have to become stronger. But initially I thought he was going to go back forever, and it freaked me out. And I just wanted to make sure he was okay, and he wasn't, you know, just all the stupid things you think about when you notice the tiniest little thing about your child. You know, when you know, your mom, I don't know, even other moms, when you notice anything about your baby, you like freak out because you want to make sure they're perfectly okay. And that's something I noticed, the eyes crossing, and I really freaked out about that. I went to the pediatrician and everything, and she was like, no, it's okay, muscles have to get stronger, the baby's not going to be cross-eyed, calm down. So yeah, that's another thing. Another thing I noticed when he was initially born too was all the little bruises and cuts on his face that you know, they say are because of, that's how he's being born into the earth, and that causes the cuts and the scars, and that freaked me out. But apparently that was normal, and you know, sometimes I guess in the womb babies can scratch themselves too, I don't know, but that's supposed to be normal. And speaking of that, even now, like, he's constantly, you know, scratching in his face at 6 months, cut his nails, they go back the next day, and you're like, oh my gosh, you know, what's going on? But you know, it's normal if you think about it. If you're really still not in real control of your arm and your muscles and stuff, you might accidentally scratch yourself if you are a baby or grown. You know what I'm saying? So that's also another thing. One of the most serious things that, for me, that I noticed that freaked me out as a mother, as a first-time mother, was the twitching and the jerking. Guys, when I say this was a real enormous concern of mine from the time he was born, the random movements. And you know, they say, well, it's gonna get him, you know, he's gonna have more control over when he gets older. Well, for me, it was that he was constantly jerking and stuff, and I'll tell you guys why later. And to the point where I freaked out. Guys, went to the hospital emergency room, had a video, showed it to them. They saw it as a little bit, you know, something that made them a little uncomfortable, and they admitted him to the hospital. We were at the hospital overnight. I had an EEG done, guys, and everything, and it came back normal. But guys, when I tell you that, was something for me personally that was the worst. One of the worst things that newborns do that freaked me out, the twitching and the jerking. If you're a mother that's ever experienced that, let me know in the comments below. How did you get through that or got through it? Because for me, it was really hard. Like, for me, it was incredibly hard. I freaked out. And a pediatrician freaked out too, because when he saw it, he wasn't really comfortable with it either. But you know, we found out it was later. He has gas and reflux, and that's what Sandford syndrome, and that's why, you know, he was constantly doing that stuff. But you know, as a parent, seeing that, you know, you don't want to ignore. I'm not telling you guys to ignore it. It's because, God forbid, it is that. But that's what it was for us, just gas, you know. But it's your baby. Do what you feel is best. If you want to make sure you check on, even if they're gonna tell you it's gas, go ahead, do that for yourself. So the jerks and the twitches, guys, they say it's normal for the gassy, refluxy babies, but for me, it's scary. Another thing was when my baby, I noticed that one of his little, you know, boobies, his little chest, breast, whatever, he's a boy, but I noticed that he was actually, one of them was more swollen and had a little bit of a lump in it, guys. And when I felt that, I freaked out, guys. I went to his pediatrician. I was like, oh my God, God forbid, my baby has cancer. What's going on? What is this? Why? Because the nipple was also inverted, which is also normal, they say, because the baby, he has, you know, his mom's hormones, he has my hormones, and they make his breast swell and all of that. It's the same thing that causes the pimples on his face, my hormones. So when I initially saw that, I was freaking out, Googled, you know, made sure I had an appointment that day. I had one that day. I freaked out. I was like, oh my God, he has cancer, his boobs swollen, blah, 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 blah. First mom, you know, over protective mom, over dramatic mom, let's just be honest about it. I freaked out about that. But they said that it was just hormones which made that happen. So yeah. Another thing is, it's not dandruff, guys. It's not dandruff. The cradle cap, the cradle cap, guys. Did anybody else have the urge to just get rid of it now? Like, it was the growth, and that it showed up not even when he was born. It showed up within, like, I'm gonna say like a month later is when we started seeing the cradle cap, and they said it was normal. Everybody knows it's normal. Google and stuff, but it initially it's like, what is that? What is that? And guys, just take some coconut, warm coconut oil, or just room temperature, or you can just rub it on your hands, and then you just put it all over his scalp, let it sit in there, you know, then rinse it out. And you want to comb it out a little bit, or you can comb it out with the coconut oil in the scalp and then rinse it out, which is what I did, and it went away by itself. So that's another thing. Oh, still speaking on the head, one thing I noticed that freaked me out also was my baby's soft spot. It was beating. It was like it had a heartbeat, and that my friends will freak you out. That, because I remember I was holding him, feeding him, and I looked down and I saw, like, and I'm like, whoa, why is this head beating? Like, what is this? Gotta go to the hospital. I'm freaking out, and I called the pediatrician. These pediatricians must be tired. I went to the pediatrician and I was like, oh my God, his head's beating, and then they were like, no, that's just a soft spot, that's his head heartbeat, head beat, something like that, whatever. And then, you know, apparently that goes away once his soft spot, you know, kind of hardens and all of that. So yeah. Another thing is, our baby crying in his sleep. Guys, that's something that scared also his father, both of us, something that still scares us now. And they say it's normal for babies to do that, but when he cries in his sleep, it is the most, it's excruciating to us because we don't know what to do or why it's happening. And they say it's normal, but it's so scary because you're like, is my baby hurting in his sleep? Is something bothering him? Like you're like thinking so many things, and sometimes you'll wake up and still be crying a little, guys. And if you guys have experienced that, let us know how long it is. Because I'm tired of these people saying it's normal. Let me know. Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it's something gassy. The gas is bothering me, which is what I'm thinking. But I want a clear answer from some, you know, long-time moms that have experienced that understand what I'm saying and really figured out why they will be in their sleep crying and stuff and wake up crying and just, it's scary. Like, it's really scary. So another thing is, I don't know if I touched on the breathing, but I'm gonna go ahead and touch on that. That's gonna be, for me, that was one of the main things. The twitches and stuff was dealt with, but the main thing for us is it has been from now and from when he was a baby, the breathing. Breathing has always been an issue for us. We did find out that our baby had like a thing going on with pipe, where, you know, it's gonna mature as he gets older and it's gonna fix itself. But we did find out that was one of the reasons why it would seem odd when he breathed fast or slow, or, you know. But that's really, for me as a new mother, I feel like that's something we should really taught. I'm probably sure I should have went to like a parenting class beforehand, but you know, not everyone has the time for that. You know, now I hope I'll be able to have, with my next baby, I don't have the time to be able to go sit down, go to classes and all that stuff. But I did not know that they would stop breathing sometime and have apneas, or, you know, they would just, you know, start breathing fast for a few seconds, or not breathe at all, or, you know, that's scary for a new parent, especially when you have no clue why it's happening, being that you just don't know. So, and that's why I ended up in the hospital with my baby. So yeah, ambulance at freaking 2 o'clock in the morning. But guys, those are some of the main things that I feel like babies do that really scare us. I'm gonna go over this one more time to make sure I didn't miss anything. Another thing is, guys, the discoloration on the baby's back. He was born with, like, you know, a little darker patch on his little bum, and then a little bit of a discoloration around his back. And at first, I just was like, what is this? Like, is this like some kind of like vitiligo type thing? You know, it's still beautiful, but I was just like, what is this? And they were like, oh, it's just gonna, you know, in time it'll just disappear. That's something that also confused me. I was like, why is it that there and stuff? So that's another thing that will really confuse me as a newborn parent. So pay attention to that. They'll tell you what it is, but you'll see it and continue to question what it is. That's a really confusing thing. So, and I think I touched on everything here, guys. Thank you guys for watching, guys. I know Daddy disappeared, and that was just me, but you know, it's mommy. Mommy's paying more attention to Daddy's anyway. We see more, we stress over more, guys. We lose sleep over more than Daddy. So you know what? You know, why not be me personally talking to the moms out there, letting you guys know what it's like to have a newborn. So I thank you guys for watching. If you like this content, please subscribe to our channel. Please comment down below some of the things you've experienced with your newborn, if you're a mommy like me. And it'll be appreciated. Bye guys. Thank you for watching.